And this is a beautiful metaphor. I often say that when we're tapping into somatic intelligence, this inherent wisdom that we carry, it is like tapping into a deep wellspring or a deep river that goes underneath all of our stories, all of our trauma identifications. It's right there. But we have to teach our clients how to get there. So, somatic intelligence, the way I'd like to think of it is that our body is intelligent. It's a self organizing organism. We are a natural system, just like any other elemental system. And somatic wisdom is innate and it can be accessed in anybody. It's something that every human being, every mammal possesses. Now, we're not talking about humans here, but that is a quality of wisdom that we possess. And the body's experience is actually intelligent. Yes, even our trauma responses. And there can be sometimes a duality thinking that when we have trauma, it's something bad. Yes, we do not wish trauma on anybody. We do not wish to experience trauma. And yet, our responses to an overwhelming experience that breaks down our coping mechanisms is actually an intelligent response to the event or what we're experiencing. And so, but what happens often is that the circumstances, the safety, all of that is not sufficient, and the client gets stuck in these trauma responses that they can't really integrate. But when we recognize that the responses are intelligent, that how we navigated trauma is intelligent, and that there are other qualities that want to wake up to help us to heal from trauma, we have a very different lens to perceive the client's experience, and then we have a different lens in which we perceive the client's therapy unfolding process. And that's important because we can sometimes get stuck in like, oh, trauma bad. I need to get them out of it. They have all these symptoms, anxiety, sleeplessness, the whole PTSD, CPTSD list that they have. And we can get really stuck in very fixed reference points around what trauma is and what trauma isn't, versus looking at this human being as this intelligent organism that's trying with its best of its abilities to cope and survive and actually thrive. So when we take this lens, we're actually beginning to understand that we need to ally with the felt sense, with inner sensations of the body. Sensations, and this of course comes right out of many lineages of somatic psychology, that when we begin to understand our somatic life, we begin to have an allyship with our own body, with our own direct experience. And this is where it's at. Trauma experience have a way of punctuating our reality. Yeah, trauma often is very sudden, unexpected, or is a long-standing suffering, like a lot, like a cancer or an illness or some kind of circumstance where the person is trapped in really difficult, challenging situations. But there is a way that trauma punctuates our reality, and it's very directly felt. And then, of course, we begin to build up coping mechanism defenses such as dissociation, avoidance behavior, and so on. And the way to come back to healing is to actually provide another direct experience, because often the client from the trauma experience has been punctuated, has developed these coping mechanisms and defenses, and has forgotten that also coming back to healing is another direct experience. And that comes through feeling and sensing and moving and breathing. Very simple, something that we're all already doing. I always chuckle when my clients say, oh, I don't know how to move. Well, everybody moves. We move around our body all the time. We just haven't learned to connect and ally with movements as healing. You know? So when I introduce movement to my clients, they say, oh, I can't dance. There's a lot of confusion of what actually movement is. I've written about it in the book. But there's a lot of confusion, but we actually are a sensing, feeling, moving, breathing organism all the time in sync with rhythm, all kinds of rhythms. We talk about that. So when we begin to ally with sensations in our felt sense, we begin a process of remembering. There is a process of remembering, I am not just my trauma. I am not just that, but there are also other benevolent experiences that I can tap into. That's also true. And you just all did it when we first connected. Yeah, we had that, oh, I feel frazzled, I feel this, I feel that. Our first locating is often what's not working, what's not right. I'm grumpy, I'm that. And then as we slow down, as we allow space, as we widen our awareness, as we connect with our body, then there's like, oh, I feel warmth, I feel compassion, I feel okay, I feel neutral. Other experiences arise. It's not that they weren't there, it's just your attention shifted.